So I know my hair is an absolute mess, but for very good reason. That is because this game had me going crazy. This is probably the most back and forth game Barcelona has witnessed throughout the entirety of the season. And overall, I gotta say that it was a fair result. But we must point out what happened at the end of it, where in my opinion, there was a penalty. I'm always someone that is, I will say, unbiased to most of the opinions. I always try to be. And I said it time and time again how I don't really like talking about referees in a game like this one. But I think that not going to check it on the VAR screen was a mistake. Because the referee, which I don't know the name of who it was today, but this foul was exactly the same as we saw for the penalty given to Barcelona. And if you're gonna tell me that you're gonna continue with your same threshold of what is a foul, then don't come anymore, you know? A referee needs to maintain consistency throughout minute 1 to minute 90. And not seeing that consistency is where we start seeing mistakes, and therefore we start seeing controversies. So that is just my opinion on that result at the end, because honestly, Barcelona could have won this game. Would have been fair for them to do so? Maybe not that much. I think it was deserved a 2-2 draw, but we could have won it, and that chance certainly may cost us down the line. So yeah, basically that is my opinion on it. I just wanted to get it quickly out of the way. In very small words, this is a game that is literally keeping me out of breath because I was noting down everything that happened, and it was so difficult to keep track of it until I think the second goal from Real Sociedad. That's where I stopped, and I was just like, you know what, Buga, just put your iPad down because something's gonna happen in this game that's just worth you watching. So let's start off from the beginning, and the superstar from Real Sociedad really caught me off guard, not in a way that I didn't respect this team. Of course, I knew they were playing much better than what they've been doing in the past few years, but I just didn't know in what sort of quality. And I'm saying, guys, that right now we see Real Sociedad, and I can easily tell you, if they continue this, they're gonna finish top 4, they're gonna be pushing for 3rd, because Atletico Madrid is nowhere to be seen, and Sevilla, I think, doesn't have the same quality of players and special individual kind of skills here and there throughout the field like Real Sociedad has. I just think that they have everything in their power to get Champions League football next season. And that start of pure motivation just showed really Real Sociedad having one extra edge when it comes to every single challenge and pressuring much more higher throughout the field. And Barcelona, for straight 12 minutes until the penalty came, there was nothing we could do. Furthermore, adding to that, I believe that the decision from Emmanuel Alguacil to include Isak as the starter instead of the regular William Jose was a very good and positive decision for them. They had such a good association play when it comes to the final third, and Isak was constantly bullying defenders like Lenglet, like Pique, and we're gonna be talking about Pique, which had an absolute colossal game later down the road. But what that made it is that then Busquets and Rakitic, those were the two players that were left out trying to close in on someone like Odegaard, and most of the time Odegaard, based on the sheer quality that this guy is showing this season, he was able to get past them very easily, and that's where he cut through Barcelona so easily. Like literally, Odegaard was running the game for the first 30 minutes. So basically, yeah, Real Sociedad were dominating Barcelona, but thankfully we had someone at the back called Gerard Pique, because in every single one-on-one challenge that we had, he was saving us constantly. He was the main buffer between us conceding 4 goals and just a single one that we had, which was through a penalty. Real Sociedad's first goal in open play would come later down the road, but before Barcelona managed to get a counterattack of their own through a long ball that successfully landed into Antoine Griezmann. The way that this goal generated for me still is a little bit of a worry, because we exploited a mistake from Guevara, from Ander Guevara, the CDM which previously was having an also incredible game for Real Sociedad, but he mistimed the bounce of the ball, it left onto Suarez, and then Suarez found Antoine Griezmann, and he had no problems whatsoever to put the ball in with an amazing finish, very similarly to that one that he did against, was it Borussia Dortmund or Mallorca? I cannot remember. This guy is now getting into form, and it seems like the understanding is getting better. So I'm very happy that Antoine Griezmann is doing this, because in contrary to someone like Coutinho, I think that the ceiling that Antoine Griezmann can bring to our team when it comes to the final third will be of a much higher caliber of player than Coutinho could. And that is me saying that Coutinho literally just scored a hat-trick today with Bayern. But yeah. After that goal, I gotta say that the game settled a little bit. And I was confident that for the first time in a while where Barcelona slowed it down, we were not going to be conceding, because Real Sociedad wanted to do that as well. This game had tremendous output from our players and demanded every single thing from it from minute 1 to minute 90. The rhythm was always very, very high. And we're going to be talking about how that may affect when it comes to a Clasico on the preview of that game. But in this one, they were managing the tempos as well, because they knew that the very first half was going to be repeating itself later down the road, 15 minutes afterwards. So both teams kind of like slowed the tempo down, and they were kind of playing just for the equalizer to the end of the game. Because the second one, like I said, it was going to be absolute madness. Thankfully, Barcelona managed to get the goal from a very similar situation, from an indirect, I want to call it, goal, in where we took advantage once again of the very high defensive line from Real Sociedad. An amazing pass from Sergio Busquets, and literally it's 90% his goal, finding onto Messi, and then Messi, which was onside, finding Luis Suarez, that was simply just completely open. Is that goal, you know, the laucha? I don't know how you say it in English, simply him hanging out next to the goalkeeper and he puts it to the back of the net. Very easy for Barcelona, 2-1. And here's where I think we got ourselves a little misled as well. Real Sociedad came back into the front foot, and that kind of reaction from the goal made them look more dangerous. Barcelona should have continued to build from that, but once again, we got the wrong message. Barcelona kind of, once again, stepped their foot out of the pedal and invited Real Sociedad a little bit more. We saw also then the changes from Ernesto Valverde, taking out Jordi Alba and putting Semedo, and then putting Carles Aleñá instead of Sergio Busquets, which meant that that's exactly how Valverde wanted the game to go. He wanted for us to attack Real Sociedad in the counter-attack. We had one of their more vertical players in Carles Aleñá, probably the most vertical midfielder that we actually have, and certainly the midfielder with the most goals, apart from someone like Arturo Vidal, which came like literally 10 minutes afterwards, or maybe even less, maybe like 5 minutes afterwards he came in. And then Semedo, which was an inverted fullback to try and match that one of Andai Januzaj. With Januzaj, I gotta say, kind of normal game from what he has been doing in the past 2 years. Today, I didn't think he looked that special, but that really set out the game from there on. We had a Barcelona that wanted to go very vertical, and the Real Sociedad has been very vertical throughout the entire 90 minutes. So you can just imagine the last 20 for how much each of these single teams wanted to win this game. The 3 points were up for grabs, were really up for grabs, and anyone could have won it in number of occasions. So at the end of the day, it was the 1 point through the 2-2 draw that remained. That will give Barcelona now a little bit of a worry if Real Madrid is to win their game tomorrow against Valencia. Hopefully Valencia can turn up after qualifying to the Champions League. Hopefully that will be a good motivation for them to strike against Real Madrid and hopefully beat them perhaps. So if not, we're gonna be having to win that Clasico now even more. Overall, I gotta say that my man of the match for this game, and like, I'm not gonna be giving it to a Barcelona player. I have to give it to Martin Odegaard. I think he was just superb. He was stellar. He literally was. I have seen 2 games of Real Sociedad this season, and none of them he was like as good as this one. Perhaps I was just watching games where he was at a regular number 7 level, but today he was in the spotlights when he knew everyone was gonna watch him, and he delivered. He literally was out of this world, and if Real Madrid are not gonna be having that player, let Barcelona keep it, because we could use a player like him later down the road. Martin Odegaard, what a guy. So overall, guys, that's gonna be it, and I gotta say I'm very excited for the Clasico coming up. We got a lot of content planned from there, now not from England but from Peru, because I'm leaving on Sunday to go there. And then we also got on Monday the Champions League reaction to the draw, because we're gonna be finding who are gonna be playing. Is it gonna be Napoli? Is it gonna be Tottenham? Is it gonna be Chelsea? Is it gonna be Atalanta? Or is it gonna be, what's the last team we can play? Lyon, I think it is. So yeah, guys, if you want to stay tuned, feel free to do so. You can click the subscribe button. It's going to be somewhere. Every system is different. And now I'll be signing off, and continue doing my bags because this is gonna kill me. I do not like traveling. That's gonna be it. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.